It's April 20th, which apparently is like the high holy day for stoners. So in honor of this ridiculously fabricated countercultural holiday, we've put together a show that would make Michael Phelps, Ricky Williams, Josh Howard, Michael Vick, that dude from the Patriots, Beavis and Butthead, Chung, and the entire U.S. basketball team proud. Hi, welcome to Sports Talk Weekly with Todd Howard. I'm Rick Roberts. Stephen A. Smith has been dumped by ESPN, but he had it coming. Apparently, he would only talk about sports. He refused to watch Dancing with the Stars, and he tried to sleep with several of ESPN's friends. What a bastard. The last place New York Islanders have won the NHL draft lottery and will have the first overall pick. Given their futility, they might want to start by picking another sport. The NHL playoffs are finally underway. We promise to wake you when they're done. The end of the regular season also marks the end of drug testing in the NHL, which may explain why Alex Ovechkin has been hitting so many home runs. NBC claims it lost $45 million on their Super Bowl broadcast. The news is quite shocking considering that it was one of the highest rated, most memorable games ever between the Patriots? No, the Cowboys? Wait, was it the Giants? The Green Bay Packers are reportedly interested in Duke point guard Greg Paulus. What better way to make everyone forget about Brett Favre than by recruiting a player who hasn't thrown a spiral in 4 years? John Madden has announced his retirement after 30 years in the broadcast booth. In related news, Frank Caliendo is now available for yard work. Backup guard Travis Tenier plans to opt out of his contract this summer because, as everyone knows, NBA teams are always on the lookout for slow white guys who run like they have a load in their shorts. Chris Bosch has told reporters he doesn't want to talk about the future, which is a shame since we're sure he has some amazing insight on flying cars and shiny silver pants. Eddie Curry plans to spend his summer at Motown in an attempt to lose weight. God knows, more than a few people have lost their appetite after seeing Detroit. Alex Rodriguez said his time in Colorado gave him the opportunity to rethink things, recommit himself, and understand his responsibility to his teammates and his team. In other words, he wasn't able to lure a single cocktail waitress back to his room. Red Sox hurler Josh Beckett was suspended 5 games for throwing a pitch at the head of Bobby Abreu. In his defense, it's unlikely he could have made Abreu any uglier than he already is. Cleveland scored 14 runs in the second inning en route to downing the Yankees 22-4. The last time Indians were involved in a rout that big, General Custer was present. Colorful Tigers hurler Mark Fidrick passed away on Easter. The doctors gave him 3 days to see if he would rise from the dead, but no, nothing. The Washington Nationals are so bad. How bad are they? They're so bad they misspelled their own name. The Nationals. Boston knuckleballer Tim Wakefield threw his first complete game shutout in over 3 years, which is hardly surprising since it takes nearly 12 months for one of his pitches to make it to the plate. Major League Baseball recently celebrated Jackie Robinson Day, and no one got into the festivities more than the Washington Nationals, who gave up 42 runs on 42 hits. Jeremy Piven is now dating Jose Canseco's ex-wife, Jessica Canseco. We're not sure what's more shameful, the fact that Ari is feasting on Jose's sloppy seconds, or that Jessica still insists on being called Canseco 10 years after her divorce. The Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, has announced his retirement from boxing. The former world champ decided it was time to step away after realizing he couldn't fit into any of his old negligees. Gino Auriemma has agreed to coach the U.S. women's basketball team, proving once and for all that some guys will do anything to meet chicks. PGA veteran Brian Gay is currently leading the Verizon Heritage Open. It's unfamiliar territory since Gay seldom gets to be on top. And now it's time for What the F. So I've been begging this chick up in Boston for a while. I drive the 4 hours every other weekend to hit the junk in the truck buffet, right? And this weekend happened to be the Holy Week of Boston sports. We hit up the first Celtics playoff game and watched Paul Pierce chokes on Dick blow the game. And then we went to the Bruins game and fell asleep. We went to the Red Sox game and wondered what the hell they put in the water in the suburbs because everyone's a fucking moron. Then we went to the Boston Marathon and everyone was totally shit-faced. Everyone. People fall down drunk everywhere at 11 a.m. in the morning. Seriously. And that's what inspired me to write my first children's book, Boston, Land Where Dreams Come True. Because if being fall down drunk at 11 a.m. is totally accepted here, dreams really can come true. And I, apparently, am living in the wrong city. That's going to do it for tonight. With Todd Howard, I'm Rick Roberts. Good night, you bastards.